What is up, y'all? Hope you are feeling amazing. Hope everything's going well with you and that you are being authentically you. See, I wasn't going to make a video. I actually was just going to stop for the rest of the year, or at least until I'm able to comment on my page again. But I've learned to not allow anything to get in my way. So a part of me not allowing things to get in my way is knowing when to say F it, when to release, when to snatch off the band-aid, when to just allow things to be what they are and go with the flow of things. Because the thing is about going with the flow is you're not necessarily just blindly going with the flow. What you are doing is you are in that sailboat and you allowing the wind to blow as it is going. You allowing the water to take you where you are going. You have the row. You have yeah, that's what they call it, the rows, where you can guide the boat wherever you want it to go. But a lot of times you're not always in control of the direction that you are going. So just allow things to be what they are and stop trying to be in control all the time. Because us as people, when we live in our egos, we tend to want control over everything. We want to know everything. We want what we want, basically, is what I'm saying. And it's like, that was my whole reasoning for going on this break from Instagram or whatever, even though I have not closed the app at all. Ain't did nothing different. Only thing I did different was use my other page. So it's like, come on now. So it's like, what is your real purpose for real? So it's like, what I've been learning also is, because I had this amazing conversation today, the thing that I really took away from that is stop assuming that things are what you think they are, and start looking at things for what they are. Stop blindly believing things. Stop living in confusion. Because the only reason why we be confused is because we choose to be confused. We choose to remain ignorant towards things. It's not even that we don't want to know. A lot of times we just choose to do whatever's convenient at the time. Like, if it's convenient for you to believe what you think is true, then you're not gonna ever open up the book and find out what's really going on and really see what's in those pages. That's why they say don't judge a book by its cover, because you never know what's on the inside of those pages for real until you actually dive knee deep into the book and see what's there. Like, the perfect example I could think of is Kevin Hart. I remember this clip I was watching of him. He had said that he kept asking his mom to help him pay rent or whatever. And she kept asking him, did he read his Bible? Did he read his Bible? He's like, no, Mom, no. He, like, I think first he kept lying to her or whatever. And mind you, she know he didn't read his Bible. But she just, every time he would ask her, she would just constantly say no, 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 until the last time he asked her, I guess he got fed up and he actually went to the Bible, and everything that he asked her for was literally in that book. All the money, she literally stockpiled a whole bunch of money for him to use so that he can continue and follow his dreams. But he never, he relied on his assumption. He relied on that wall of ignorance that he felt comfort in, that he never even considered the fact that maybe I should look at it from this perspective and not be so set in stone in how I look at things. Like, and that's something that I really took away from today. Like, even today and yesterday, like, stop focusing on the shoulda, coulda, woulda. Stop focusing on the things that is not under your control, and allow God to be God. Allow God to take the wheel. Allow the flow to flow. See, the thing is, I'm gonna refer everything back to the digestive system. So if you don't like people talking about the digestive system, then maybe you should scroll and see what videos at the top of this one, at the bottom of this one, because understand this, we are all full of shit. And if the digestive system is clogged, then guess what? Your shit is backed up. And a lot of times, when we be trying to take the wheel of things, we be blocking the flow. So we be blocking our digestive system. That's why people be constipated. Because you're blocking something is blocking the flow, and you gotta figure out how to unclog it, my baby. Just like how when you go too much in the toilet at once. Cause my auntie, side note, when we was shorties, when we were shorties, time to time, people would have a little accident. And the toilet will clog up. And she had always said, hey, look, if you know you're going to be sitting there for a while, flush as you go. You ain't got to keep flushing after each drop. But make sure you flush often so that you free up the toilet for whatever you got left. And a lot of times, like, take that how it resonates, but understand, sometimes you gotta unclog that flow. You gotta figure out a way, creative ways to still get the job done without dimming your shine. I don't know where this message came from, but man, oh man, it was definitely well needed, because your girl needed that. Okay, I needed that one. I needed that reminder to just let it flow, let it go out, man. Oh my goodness, the lessons from a 7-year-old mind, because I'm pretty sure I was around 7 or younger when that conversation had happened. But no, for real, like, we are who we choose to be. The situations that we have in life are the situations that we choose. If we choose to find comfort in the things that bring us discomfort, I'm not even talking about like the things that cause discomfort to push you into a greater understanding. I'm talking about discomfort as in something you outgrown, like when you was younger and you outgrew your favorite pair of shoes, but because they're your favorite pair of shoes, or in some people's case, it was your only pair of shoes, but it's like you outgrew those pair of shoes and you still kept trying to wear it. You still was playing in those until you couldn't play in them no more, until you started getting marks on your feet and your toes start squishing up in them, and you almost broke your ankle or something because you couldn't get fire in them. Like, it's about that level of discomfort when you know you outgrew something, when you know something is not for you. That's the things you gotta let go. And I guarantee, once you release those things, once you just let that stuff flow out of you, you will see how abundant you really are. You will see how free you are. Like, for real. Because a lot of times we be so stuck and stagnant in the things that we found comfort in, that we become so so uncomfortable in it, that we become a slave to it. Like, that goes back to Lauryn Hill. If you didn't hear her MTV Unplugged album, I'm talking about that black and white album, the one with no name, for real. It's just called MTV Unplugged. But it's like, that was her whole message within that. Like, it was, okay, so you have the miseducation of Lauryn Hill, But then you have this MTV Unplugged album, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill's, the lessons that she learned as she was relearning some things, or as it was basically like learning and unlearning some stuff. And then the MTV Unplugged album, it gives that period of life where you're learning better. You're that's when you start reasoning. That's when your logic come in, and those feelings, those temporary feelings that you used to feel, you start reasoning with those, and you start seeing those for what they are, and you start to grow into a better version of you. That's what the MTV Unplugged album was given. It was given the fact that she understood that it was time for her to turn a new leaf. And in her turning a new leaf, she had to take the Band-Aid off and see things from a different perspective, see things as they are and not what she wanted them to be. And that was her whole message in that album, because a lot of times we allow the world, or we'd allow the demands of other people to lock us into this box of stagnation where we cannot see anything clearly, because we just can't. We're literally in a box. Like, man, I don't know why I feel lost for words right now, but like the thing that has summed it all up, or what the point I'm trying to say is, when I was in college, my teacher, Professor D, shout out to her. If you have not heard of her book Lit for Lifers, or Lit, Limitless, Intentional, and Thoughtful, a book for health, then you should go definitely check that out. Her name is Camilla Chavers. But the quote that I don't know if it was in the book, but I do know she said this out her mouth, and it blew my mind. She said, the same box you allow them to put you in is the same box they'll bury you in. So it's like, in saying that, if you allow life to box you in and make you think that you have to remain uncomfortable in order to create a life of comfort, knowing you outgrew this box, then that's the same box they gonna bury you in. Like, think about it. A coffin is made to the shape of the person that it is in, that's in it. I mean, two people, it's not meant for two people to fit in there. And if you're alive, you can't stay in there. There's nothing keeping you in there. Like, you can't move how you want to. Like, there's nothing in there for you. So it's like, when you outgrow something, when you're unable to fit in something, then maybe it's time to let go and let God show you the new way. Because I guarantee, once you take that, because, like, perfect example, you can hold your breath for as long as you want to. You can hold it, but eventually you gotta exhale. Like, you got to. Or what's gonna happen if you don't exhale, baby? You're gonna be gone. So it's like, you have to let go of control sometimes. Sometimes you quite literally have to. And I'm gonna cut this short here, because I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again. So with that being said, peace and love, my baby. Enjoy your day, and don't let no player get in your way. Yay!